You're listening to Chart of the Week with me, Giles McMullen, chatting to Bill Rook from Redmayne Bentley. Bill, you've had another good week. We'll talk about the detail shortly.
Good market.
It's a good market, and you're doing well in it. The FTSE 100 is something that you've chosen. What do you make of this?
Well, I'm concerned if we break through 5,600, Giles. We've had a great run. Every time we go below the lower threshold, the wonky band at the bottom, the red band, we seem to kick up after, and so the trend is up. So if we do cool off, we might well cool off after these. If we run ahead too much in the early part of October, as the earnings season kicks in, we might cool off. We might drop back to 54, 53, 54, which I think proves to be a buying point. And that's what I'm looking for. We might not, and we may just paddle sideways. But that's what I would like to see. I'd like the market to cool off and then re-enter that sort of level for those who haven't got or those who want to top up.
Okay.
So,
okay, Bill. So that sort of sets the scene with the FTSE.
Yeah.
Let's look at let's look at Turkey.
Turkey, Giles. We looked at Turkey. Do you remember when we last looked at Turkey? On the 2nd of August.
Right.
When it was on the chart. If you look at the chart there, it's about 20% up since then, which isn't bad, is it?
That's very good in 2 months. And do you still like it?
I love it. Turkey's fantastic. It's frontier markets, right, in a sense that it's not really. It's frontier to the gateway to the Middle East, really, and it's got great trading partners. Germany's the biggest, and it's got a very affluent population, or growing affluence in the population. And very young, youthful population. So it's got a lot going for it, and it hasn't completely industrialised, and it's moving that way pretty quickly. So Turkey has a lot going for it. No banking problems. Youngsters with a lot of money potentially as they get employment, and a lot of growth prospects. So I'm very happy with that.
So you'd still be buying?
Turkey. Well, this is the problem. Do I buy Turkey now or not? And this is the big problem because it's up so much. I'd like it to come off, but it wants to go higher. It's actually higher today, so it's a problem. Giles back. Sorry about that.
Okay, no problem at all.
Yeah, it is when you have a share which has risen so sharply as say this one. It's really, really hard to know. Do I chase it for another 10, 15% out of it, or do you look for something new? And that is the hard thing to do. It's easier to get in early on, but it's hard to pull really, or to put more clients in, or to buy now.
Right.
Very strong.
Yeah. Okay, Bill. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
Let's move on to ACHL.
Asian Citrus. Very good trading figures this morning. More than about 50% up, I think, on those figures. Has had a run, and I think there's more going to this one. This one has got sort of orange groves in China, and it broke out. It broke out at around early September. Nice consolidation. The little numbers under the chart, under the chart that just shows the amount of volume going through.
Yep.
And this is 2 times, 3 times normal volume. So volume levels have been good. My upward target, this one is 80. It may cool off a little bit before it goes higher, but I would expect this one to continue. If you look on the chart on the left-hand side there, when it gets about 80 last time, it sort of gets a bit frothy, heady, and sort of cools off a bit. So 80 pence is the target, looking very good. Good growth market and good prospects, I think, there.
Fantastic, Bill. Thank you very much for that. Let's move on now to DES.
Desire Petroleum. Now, this is interesting, Giles. So what I'm going to feature for you in the future on here is some patterns, and this is a pattern brewing here of a flag. If you can squint your eyes and look at that,
yes.
The 2 lines I put there.
Yes, I can
I've
see
got a
that.
target. I've got a target here of about 240. Stop loss about 144. It's broken the upper back. 240, yeah. As the pattern will go, yeah. It's overbought and it's holding its own. It needs to break that level. It needs to break about the 160, 175 level in order for us to kick in and start thinking this is going to go. As you can see, the chart, it's not for widows and orphans, this one. You can see the chart doesn't half go.
Definitely not.
Yeah, but if it does break, it's good. And as long as you have a stop loss, I think this is probably easier to run share in an overbought position rather than one in a neutral position, because at least you know where you stand. Overbought, you're looking for targets with stop losses, and very much more in control than something if you're waiting for something which might just be coming along that doesn't happen. I want to look at one of those that may be happening things next week, but for now this one looks very good as a potential breakout.
Splendid. Okay, Bill, thank you very much for that. And finally, we're going to look at NTA.
NTA, Giles, is very interesting. This is Northacre, and Northacre has it develops properties in London. It's just a good place to develop. I think the only place to develop, I reckon now. This chart formation, this template is something different. What I'm doing here is the green line is the 65% above the 200-day moving average, which is a key line for where any share, I think, of a reasonable size falters. Smaller shares generally sail through it when they've got very, very good news, and this one had good news. What I've done here is added the multi-frame Williams percentile, which is like a stochastic telling you it's overbought. So that sort of vertical line going through the chart there, as it kicks in there, with what we have there is external relative strength against the basket of shares. It's very high, so it's a very strong performer. It's actually breaking out, and this happens at 50 pence, and it's overbought. Right, and it's above the 65% above the 200-day moving average. It's nearly trebled at one point there. But what it's doing at the moment is consolidating. It's waiting to go again, and when it breaks, probably 120, 130 level, I think this will go higher. So this is a wait and see, but very, very promising if this one breaks, Charles. So the stop loss is about 120 on this one. I think we've got a runner.
Fantastic, Bill. Thank you very much, as always, for your selections.
Pleasure.